Capital Works Manager at Buller District Council. What I'm here to talk to you today about is the Westport Wastewater Stormwater Separation Project that we're standing up through the long-term plan. So why do we have a problem? Wastewater from Westport and Carters Beach is collected and treated in a wastewater treatment plant. The Westport Wastewater Treatment Plant ensures the treated wastewater can safely be discharged into the Buller and Ottawattie rivers. Under the Resource Management Act of 1991, Council must have resource consents to discharge the treated wastewater into any river or other water body. The resource consent outlines the specific requirements that must be met. Buller District Council is currently seeking to renew its lapsed resource consents to allow discharges from sewer pump stations into the adjacent rivers, in particular for Westport and Carters Beach. Currently, the overflows occur at a frequency that the district and regional councils and iwi find unacceptable. Unfortunately, a number of properties in Westport and Carters Beach were built with roof and or surface water draining into the sewer systems, such as through rainwater downpipes and gully traps. These cross connections are a primary reason for pump station overflows during rain events. Many of these cross connections were put in place prior to the wastewater treatment plant's commissioning in May 2007, and some of the cross connections were built as a requirement in earlier times. When we look at stormwater and how it's managed in Westport and Carters Beach, we use a mix of roadside sumps, soakage pits, and pipe network to create a wider stormwater system. During dry weather, Westport's wastewater network and treatment plant operate efficiently and can cope with the volume of wastewater. However, it's during medium and heavy rainfall events. The wastewater system is overwhelmed by stormwater. A large chunk of stormwater enters the system through these cross connections. The treatment plant cannot cope with this large volume of mixed stormwater and wastewater, and it then overflows into the Buller and Ottawattie rivers. In 2022, smoke testing was completed by having non-toxic smoke pumped into a section of the wastewater network. If smoke was seen exiting anywhere other than a wastewater vent, it showed that there is a cross connection on the property. That smoke testing identified an estimated 611 properties with cross connections in Westport and Carters Beach. This is a preliminary number and will be confirmed as a work program is established. So why do we have to fix this? Quite simply, we have no choice. This is a legal requirement under the Resource Management Act of 1991. Through that, we then must renew the resource consent that we are currently operating under. And to get a new resource consent, we must eliminate private cross connections to reduce the frequency and volume of wastewater overflows. Each property will look different, and our intention is to run this over at least a 10-year period. So what we've been looking at are the different options that we have available for this piece of work. We actually identified 5 options. The first 3 were discounted though. These were do nothing. This means that we would continue to discharge mixed stormwater and wastewater during medium and heavy rain into the Buller River. Voluntary compliance. This would be where council would issue a notice to property owners to fix cross connections in their private wastewater systems, allowing homeowners a chance to complete the work voluntarily. However, Buller District Council would engage compliance officers to ensure that the work is completed. The third option we looked at was regulatory enforcement. This option would involve allowing homeowners 2 years to complete the work before council would undertake any uncompleted work and recover the cost from homeowners. Both the property owner compliance approaches have been unsuccessful in other districts in New Zealand and would be costly should the council need to initiate enforcement action. The do-nothing scenario is also not a feasible option, since this would be unlawful and result in considerable penalties and enforcement actions under the Resource Management Act. Therefore, the options of doing nothing, voluntary compliance and regulatory enforcement are not considered feasible, since they will not enable council to obtain a new resource consent. Council is therefore proposing 2 options, both meaning that council will do the work. The difference is in how council funds this work. Option 1 is to fund the work through a targeted rate for all residents in the Westport and Carters Beach area connected to the Westport Wastewater Treatment Plant. The second option is council doing the work and funding through a general rate charged to all properties across the district. So what are the differences between the 2 options? Well, for both options, council will look to do the work over at least a 10-year period. Both options are likely to cost $5.7 million, and to do this, we are raising a 30-year loan to fund the work. The main difference between the options are for option 1, it's being funded through a targeted rate. This means that all residents in the Westport and Carters Beach area will pay approximately $162 per property from the 1st of July 2026. This is a 12.4% increase in wastewater targeted rates, and it will be charged each year for 30 years. Option 2 is funding this through a general rate. It means all property owners in the wider Buller district will pay approximately $62.45 per property from the 1st of July 2026. This is a 2.77% increase in wastewater general rates. This will also be charged every year for 30 years. Please tell us which option you would prefer by making a submission to the long-term plan and providing feedback online or through a submission form. If you'd like to speak to someone in person about this, please contact us at submissions@bdc.govt.nz to arrange a meeting. Thank you very much.